Hong Kong has just imposed an overnight lockdown in the Yau Ma Tei area. Residents of a dozen buildings have been ordered to stay at home until they've been tested for COVID-19. Now, the sudden lockdown took effect an hour ago and it will last until 6 a.m. The area is part of the Yau Tsim Mong district, which saw a partial lockdown over the weekend.
Dennis Chong joins us live from Hong Kong for more on this. Dennis, the first ambush-style, smaller-scale lockdown has started. How are people reacting?
Yes, the latest lockdown came hot on the heels of the unprecedented lockdown over the weekend when thousands of residents were asked to stay at home for testing. And this time around, they would include 12 buildings situated in the very densely populated area of Yau Ma Tei. And the announcement this time came without any prior warnings because the officials were criticized for allowing information about the lockdown to be leaked before the operation over the weekend. This operation is also designed to be shorter than the first one, and authorities will aim to finish it within 12 hours. Officials earlier said that targeted lockdown like this one focuses on area where an outbreak is likely. They could be areas with a higher concentration of cases or when viruses are detected in the sewage samples. Such measures, in fact, bear certain resemblance to the approach taken by the mainland authorities last year, and this is deemed by the Hong Kong government as successfully containing the virus across the border. If we look at the lockdown last week, 7,000 people ended up being tested and 13 cases were found. This is a relatively small number, but in response to this figure, in a press conference this morning, Chief Executive Carrie Lam emphasized this kind of mandatory testing is really key to containing the outbreak before a vaccine comes, because any COVID patients without symptoms can spread to others and pose a threat to society.
And this comes as authorities stepped up compulsory testing and extended safe distancing measures.
Yes, that's right. In a press conference today, Chief Executive Carrie Lam admitted the COVID situation in Hong Kong is still worrying. And in fact, Hong Kong achieved a little bit of a milestone on its own. The number of cases in the SAR surpassed 10,000 last week. Officials in the afternoon laid out new criteria for mandatory testing to be done on areas with higher risk of an outbreak. And residents in high-risk areas can be required to carry out testing if as few as one case is detected in their area. And also, officials extended the existing social distancing measure by another week. In the press conference, Carrie Lam also admitted there are hiccups over the arrival of COVID-19 vaccines. This is because the first vaccines supposed to be arriving early next month will only arrive at the end of next month. So the citywide vaccination program is now postponed to the end of next month.